Well, hey, this is Paul, and welcome to this old Matzo house. You'll recall last week that we took it to the shores of Biltmore Lake, where a group of young entrepreneurs were finding new ways to turn fiber into matzo. Well, this episode, we're going to head over to Saul's workshop and take some of that matzo and build ourselves a good old matzo house. So stay tuned. Well, welcome to Saul's workshop. Before we build our matzo house here, we thought we'd show you exactly what you'll need to build the same kind of house that we're building here. First, we're using a cut down juice box for a nice size matzo house. If you want a bigger one, you can certainly use a shoe box. You can use the box the dishwasher came in. You want a smaller one, you want a tiny little house, you can use a matchbox. But the point is, well, I'll explain later why this is so important. As far as the matzo is concerned, the actual ingredients, to build a house of this size, you'll need 4 matzos cut 4x4 for the sides, 2 3x4 pieces for the roof, and a 4x4 piece cut diagonally for the, I guess the eaves, the gables of the house? Gables, okay. Then you'll also need some way to adhere this to this. And Martha Stewart uses Nutella, easy for her. We seem to like the frosting, regular vanilla frosting or chocolate frosting if you like the browner color. You can go with a generic, but we find that Duncan Hines, the name brands, seem to be a little more sticky and hold a lot faster. You also need the decorating pieces. We're going to decorate the roof with Necco wafers and use Snyder's square pretzels for the windows and doors. Wheat checks are nice to use for cobblestones, or you could use these for the roof too. Keep in mind, a lot of this, most of this, is not kosher for Passover. Doing here. Also, to cut, you can use a utility knife. You can use a serrated blade like my assistant Saul has over here. But if you don't want to lose a finger, I would suggest an X-Acto knife or a small blade like this. Also helps if you have a ruler to measure and also to use as a straight edge. When cutting the matzah, we're lucky to have perforations. So if you cut along the perforations, the chances of chipping and whatever are a lot more reduced. So this is going to cut a 4x4. So I'm going to approximately where the 4-inch mark is and just eking out a little bit of a chipping, a little bit out along the, I'm not going to try to cut it all at once, just a little perforation. And you'll see it's starting to cut by itself, probably because I've trained this matzah. And toward the corners, it gets a little weird. So this is, you don't have to be exact unless you're that kind of person. I'm not. Saul, are you?
Yes.
Okay, well then we got to do this again. So if it all goes...
Do this till it's right.
Till it's right. Okay, and even cutting it 4x4 the other way, I know where my 4-inch line is approximately, and I'm cutting along there, making perforations, not trying to cut all the way through because that's not going to work. And then I put my straight edge there, snap it up, kind of like doing drywall, right?
I remember.
It tastes like drywall too, so here you are. Okay, a perfect 4x4. To cut the gable ends, a little trickier. Just go down the center. I don't know if you can see there. And again, and a quick snap, and there you go. Perfect gables. So I'm going to ask my assistant here to start smearing along here and along here, okay, with the schmutz. So here you go. The hardest part is really with the roof, because we don't have a lot of surface area. So we're gonna have this like this. You're gonna have to put a lot of frosting along here and along all the corner pieces here. Especially in the corners. Okay, so now the gables. This is the tricky part. So you want to get a lot on here, and we're gonna go like that.
Okay.
So now we're going to work on the making it pretty and customizing it to spec. We have a door. Well, door of a door. Here we go. These are always the best. I think you want to do like this.
Okay.
Okay. Or actually, a better door is to use the matzah as the door.
Oh,
So we're going to use about this much of it. Like putty in your hands, Saul. Put that where the front door might be, in your mind. Okay. Yes. And give this a little smear. Yes, on the door. That's what so if Saul can do this, anybody can do this.
That's what I was just going to say.
That's right. Saul's been working at this for, geez, about a couple hours now, and here's our finished project. As you can see, we've got the, we decorated, we kind of hid some of the gaps along the corners with some pretzels. You can do that. You could use licorice is really good also for hiding things. We did a little bit of landscaping by using the wheat checks as pavers in the front. You could also use coconut and just put a layer of the frosting down and put the coconut on top of that. That if you want a wintry scene. We used some of the gummy lifesavers and some dots to look like trees. And here's the side of the house. We used the red dots as kind of like window boxes. What do we have in back? More windows. We were doing a fire pit here, but we didn't have time. But this is the general idea. So this too can be yours. That's all on This Old Matzo House. Saul, thank you a lot for joining us today on This Old Matzo House. And